I think a lot of the time, the results that we create in our lives and for our team and how we show up as like a leader,
Yeah.
how we show up as like a person, a lover, whatever you want to say, it
Yep.
always comes from a place of who we are being in that moment. And your current results reflect your level of being. And I'm going like esoteric here, but what I understand is where like I was before 2 years ago was at a completely different level of being to where I am now. So
Yeah.
in order to become to that point, to have those people say those things, it helps you to see a compelling vision of what you could be. And
Totally.
if other people say that and you actually inherently begin to take that on board and over time get that social proof that you can do these things, and it's not just like fake it till you make it, but also you drum into it to yourself every single day,
Yeah.
and you remind yourself of those things, that's everything.
Uh,
Once you have the person in your
yeah.
corner backing it, and and the day you believe about the nice things that people say about you, and you truly believe it, not even at a level of, yeah, like that's, I guess you're right. When you go from going, you're right to, yeah, that's right. I innately believe this in myself that I am what other people say about me on
Yeah.
that the greatest level. That is the moment your entire life will change. And it almost changes in an instant. That sounds really esoteric, but I can't find of a better way to
No,
end the podcast
yeah.
because that is what separates people from
I think
going like to put this bluntly, mate, like 7 years ago, I had a time where I was incredibly unwell. Like I spent months in hospital, and I came out of that. I was so in debt. I lost all my friends. I lost my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I've been to the pits. I've been to the bottom,
yeah.
and to where I am now, it's just a complete another level of being. It's like that is it. It's like it's 20% tactical and it is 80% mindset. So if there's anything to take away from this and anybody wanted to do what I had done, and I don't think I've got even to 1% of what like my potential is
Yeah.
in that sense, or even 100%, if somebody wants to do that, it is always coming from that place of like, who do I need to be to get that? What do I need to learn to tap into like these other levels of like state and consciousness? And I can't give better advice than that. Like that's
No,
how I would tie it off.
it's
Like,
it's great. I love it. You ended up really through the stories and stuff you crafted here, just being able to tie so much back to kind of the mindset. And I love just, how transparent you were around the things, what's working well, what's not working well, because I think that's the reality of the journey. And I think when people see that and they understand that, but they see how you've looked at it from an adaptability perspective, from this, I'll call it addiction to growth, that I like in a good
it
way, is where
is.
you're like,
It
yeah, it's
is
like you constantly know.
psychotically addicted to personal growth,
Yeah.
and always and the ability to like it's unpicking that belief. It's like the day that you unpick being uncomfortable as a bad thing is the day like your entire life changes, because you
Yeah.
know this, guys, like you've been in these big positions that you're uncomfortable a lot of the time, but you know that your skill set is getting to that point where you just become better at solving problems, and you know that you don't need to be comfortable because
Totally.
you have the ability to solve in discomfort and
Yeah.
sit in it and be comfortable in that.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's it, I
Yeah.
think.
No,
Uh,
it's great. It's a
It's,
great,
it's a self-confidence that you just know that no matter what situation you're put in, you can find yourself out of it. Obviously, bearing health or anything like that, but it's just your ability to say, and I know Michael and I are very similar, where throw anything at us, we'll figure it out. We're
yeah,
resourceful enough, and we'll figure it out. There's no reason to be, the sky's falling. There might be some uncomfort and pain, but you always get out of it on top.
yeah.
And I always see that's your mentality, and it's gonna work